Hey everyone, welcome back to Gear 82. Today, finally, we have the show that I think a lot of people have been anticipating for. It's the Tom DeLonge Rig Rundown. So let's take a look. So we have Justin, which was Tom DeLonge's guitar tech, as I'm sure most of you already know. So Justin, maybe let's take a look at some of the guitars that Tom has been using.
Absolutely. A lot of the information, is already out there. I know Thrashers talk to you guys a lot, so
Yeah.
Starcaster body with
Moving along.
an old oversized Strat neck, roasted maple, rosewood fingerboard, 12-inch radius on all of them. You got your Seymour knuckle pickup. And I think this was one of the first four shell kink, even though it doesn't really look like that right now.
It's faded over.
It's faded
over time, eh?
quite a lot, even just in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Shell pink is very different than the other shell things.
Yeah.
So maybe it was a little bit of a letter color they used in the shell.
But this was the first one that he sent me, and eventually one day later, all the stickers were all over it. And I think
There's
it's
some
kind
doodles too.
Yeah, some doodles.
Some doodles.
You can see there's a lot of wear and tear here from sweating.
Yeah.
I love right here from the mark of the pick. All the stickers are starting to get distressed.
Get it? Yeah.
And
See, like all the, it's faded.
yeah, it's
That's awesome.
we talked about like maybe we should redo some of it. He was like, no, let's just let it
It looks good the way
fade
it is.
away.
So this is his go-to one, right? This is his like main.
This is
staple.
the main
That's the show.
guitar for standard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, typically we'll start with feeling this.
Yeah.
So this won't be the show starter, but this is definitely the thing that gets the majority of the
Some
songs.
use the most. Yeah. So do you have nicknames for kind of them?
Some of them have nicknames, yes. This one's Milo. Classic Descendants reference.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one we love. I do think it's kind of like the homage to his original 335
Yeah.
with what he's done with the stickers and
Turn up everything
stuff
with-
like that.
Yeah.
You know.
So for a lot of people that, because obviously Fender made their own production model of these series, how much do they differ? Do they differ really at all compared to what you could go to at a Guitar Center and buy?
I do think they differ quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just general. I mean, it's like the same build quality differences that you would get from an American-made guitar versus I think it's a Korean.
Indonesian.
Yeah. What I find most different is the neck. The neck feels a lot different.
Yes.
It's finished on the back,
Yeah.
which I don't love. Personally, I feel like it gets a little sticky.
Yeah.
And then some of the hardware just a little cheaper than what Thrasher would make. Yeah. So,
So for the
but they're still great. We have a handful of them that sometimes get used for rehearsal, and with just the right amount of love, like you can get them to be great.
Yeah.
This one I affectionately call Plaid Pantry.
Plaid Pantry.
Yeah.
Love it.
Like the
Yeah.
bodegas in the Northwest. Again, all of these guitars are going to have the same specs, so there's not really a lot to talk about. The tuning there,
right?
Yeah, so this one, and you'll see if you take a look in the vault, each guitar has a redundant backup.
Yeah.
This one gets the most stage time because there are the most songs in standard tuning. But all of them have essentially a spare, so that if you break the string, if the guitar stops working, I have something that I can run out,
Yeah.
for an oh shit moment.
Yeah.
Move
right to it.
But there's so many long blocks of standard tuning songs that I'll swap him out just to give
Every now
kind of a fresh tune.
Yeah. So when would this come out typically? Like what songs would you typically pull this one out for?
Well, it changes depending on what the set list looks like. But typically, I don't need to do it until the last part of the set.
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
Right now because it stopped for a minute. And it's cool for this one too because this one has like the matching headstock to it. Right.
yeah, this is the only one too that's gonna have the matching headstock,
Yeah.
which is kind of nice. Also, the only one that doesn't have the inlays.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But sort of like after the I Miss You or Down block, which tends to be sort of in the middle of the set, there's the last half of the set list is all the hits, Eminem's, Anthem, and so in order to break that up to keep him sort of
Change it up.
nicely tuned, we'll switch out, you know.
All right, on to the next one.
This is his main guitar for D sharp stem, so half steps now. Some of the songs we've lowered the tuning to make it kind of easier for the guys. Some that are just written in that key. So this is his main for Board Death. Edging is a big one. So that's where you'll see this the most.
Originally, it was just the UFO.
Yeah, just the UFO. This glows in the dark. But we thought it lives a little fair, and so Jeff and I held it up to a projection, and he traced the outline here with Sharpie.
Oh, that's how it was. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was done. It works. Yeah, in a funny way. And then our photographer Daniel Rojas actually used a paint pen and filled it in.
I just don't mind.
So pretty cool. If you want to get a closer shot at it, it's all starting to flake away and fall apart. It looks really cool from a distance.
Yeah. Sounded short square, which is really, really cool.
This is one of my favorite guitars, and I'm not sure if it's because that particular tuning is one of my favorites. But I love things. This is the spare
Something onto the dock.
for the D sharp standard tuning. However, we did use this for Adam's song at the beginning of the tour. So that song was recorded, I think, in D standard, but then we dropped it to C sharp.
Well, and then he did.
And so yeah, this thing when we got the baritones, which you see a little bit, it sort of jumped ship.
You did that, so
D standard.
So you're saying so you did some of the burning, right? Like it's better.
Yeah, so all the burning stuff started with the Angels and Airwaves guitars, which was a really insane thing. It was the first time he asked me to burn.
Okay, you can come out and be the guitar tech on this guy.
So the torch ready to go?
Yeah, he again like a whole little weird.
That's it, eh?
Yeah.
What was that one?
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. I love it. Gaff tape, you know, because we only use the finest material. This one doesn't see a lot of shine.
I guess not anymore since the baritone. Joey Water tool with the skill that we were this one already had. Do you notice a big difference when you do the B sharp or C sharp? Joey Water.
It did not like being in C sharps. So there was some intonation issues that I needed to sort of figure out a fix for, which is why we opted to have Thrasher build us the baritone for a longer scale, because it definitely just handled the lower tuning a lot better.
Yeah. So this one doesn't get too much stage time, I guess. You were.
No, you know, because it's a spare to use, you know, and so there's only a couple songs in that tuning anyways. And as long as I do my job right, I don't have to bring it out.
Yeah, Josh. Does this one have a name?
Not really. No, not really.
Fairchild.
Not yet. He did write some pretty funny equations, you know. Yeah.
So is it just he just gets bored? You say here's a Sharpie.
I would be the same board. I think if he's got a Sharpie in his hand, he just starts doodling or writing things. Like you'll see.
Yeah.
This is his main drop D Capo 2. It's only used on one song.
She's feeling this.
It's Mystic Aztec Gold, I think is the actual finish. I love it. At the beginning, I think Thrasher said that of the original 4, this one was his favorite.
Yeah.
And you know, for what we normally do to them, Tom kind of showed a little restraint and didn't do a lot of modification.
Just a little writing.
Yeah. And you know, from far away, I think a lot of people think it's actually a two-tone white paint, but it is, again, just gap paint.
So this was one of the original four. So it's cool. You still have the gold and the shell pink for the original four on Secret Play. Yeah.
Oh, and you'll see there's the surf green one is in here too, but we almost never use it. And then the Olympic white one is with the B guitars.
So this is just tuned down to drop D, Capo on the second.
Kids on the second fret, yeah.
I guess you go.
I call this one gold member.
Gold member. Austin Powers.
Yeah.
Love it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love how all of them have it. I guess that's
Yeah.
This is by far my favorite.
yeah. That's very the original.
Yeah.
I was hoping that the production models, because they came out with,
It's kind of like lighter champagne color, I think.
a little bit different. This is definitely more gold member.
Our good friend Liam Larson got a hold of the body. Our good friends at Fender sent him a blank body, and he drew all over it for us. It's actually for sure the most legitimate piece that we have because it's actually done by a real artist, and it's finished. It's not just Sharpie and everything. Yeah. Has a matte finish, which I actually really love. This one I just call Sam.
Yeah.
You know, hats off to Sam.
When you guys bought it, did it fade originally and then or anything? Or was it just with that finish on it, it's good to go?
Yep. It's just exactly, it hasn't faded, it hasn't tarnished. It's exactly the same as when we got it. It is his main standard Capo second fret guitar. So, going away to college, I Miss You, Down. So all of those get to see this one. And yeah, I've always really loved this.
Yeah, this was, when it first came out, this was like, oh, this is cool.
It's always fun to see everybody like replicated as well. I mean, really for all of them, but I feel like this one I see a lot on the internet. And so it's always fun.
And this is definitely one of the more replicated ones that can hard to specific.
Sure,
Yeah, 100%. Clearly why.
I know people are selling like the sticker packs or trying to make it a little easier to kind of do this. Yeah. Well, a really fun thing.
You really like hits it because of fluorescent. It does pop, right?
Gorgeous guitar.
All right, we got this one. Looks a little familiar.
Quadri 2. It made its way from the dressing room to the vault.
Yeah, as is so good to see.
I do love it. So the next two that I'll show you are the redundant spares to the Capo tunings. So either one kind of fluctuates between standard and or drop D.
Yeah.
Given that there's only one song in drop D Capo 2,
Yeah.
you know, there's a spare for it in there, but it's
You only stated so.
pretty unlikely that we need one. I'll probably need to draw one out tonight. Now that I just said that.
Yeah, well,
But hopefully not, you know. I think the only time this was played, and you would probably remember, it was I Miss You.
yeah.
Is it one of the stadiums?
It was, yeah, from the last tour. One of the last shows of the tours, I believe, too.
Yeah.
It's really cool to finally see it. I love this. I love this guitar so much. I was so happy when, Alan Fronek, who is the one that painted it, did unreal job. He
Great work, yeah.
did some stuff for Mark's side as well. But yeah, it looks great. Yeah. So
Solid
Cool to
guitar.
see it. Yeah, it's cool to see it in the vault for sure.
Yeah, when we don't bring backstage guitars, I do often run this to the room and I could fiddle around with it until showtime, and then I'll retrieve it and bring it back here. But yeah, it's a good one. This is one of the original first four. It's the surf green one. We never really did much to it until Jeff got bored a few months back and took it in the back room somewhere. I forget where we were, and put the little drips on it.
Yeah.
Again, it's a redundant Capo guitar. So really it never sees the stage and something absolutely horrible goes wrong.
Yeah. And this is just vinyl, like I said.
It is final, yes. Yeah.
You upgrade from the gaff, but
A little upgrade from the gap, but not too much, you know.
it still has the residue, I guess, from the
From the stick, yeah, the tape. I think we thought it looked like a doctor's office with the green. So for a long time it was called Dr. Fear,
Oh, nice. Okay.
which it still kind of is. But again, it doesn't really see the stage too much. It's a great guitar though.
Yeah, you know. Again, one of the original chords.
The original chord.
He used to have a Sasquatch sticker right here. The Dr.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was like the only thing that was on. It was just sticker of that, and then the little gaff tape stripes.
Yeah.
And I honestly I feel like just because it never evolved into something really cool, Tom never really loved it.
This put the side, yeah. I do like this. So you can even get stickers of this, like the vinyl.
Yeah,
It's crazy what people are.
give it a try. Do some vinyl.
Yeah. Vinyl gaff. Yeah, make a whole new thing.
It looks cool too from far away. You know,
It does, yeah.
people can't tell that the edge isn't very good. You know,
No, but still, like, I mean, especially from far away, like, it gives it that look. And he played it once, right? Like as this iteration, I think he played it once, all
I
right?
probably wanted to give it to him at least one time.
Just to put it on.
You know, sometimes I feel like sometimes we'll do something. Jeff and I will change up a guitar,
Yeah.
and I won't really tell him it's coming out. And on stage, I give him the guitar to see if he's gonna react or do anything,
It's the first time he sees it.
or he doesn't notice,
Yeah.
which I love. Like,
by the
you
lights
notice
and everything.
that, you know.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Off to the baritones. This was an afterthought, you know. The guys wanted to add obvious in the set, and that one was always a baritone guitar that he had tuned up several steps,
Yeah, yeah.
which is kind of a funny thing.
Usually it's
Like it would be standard, yeah. So this is C sharp. And we wanted the longer scale length, obviously, for Adam's song. And
check up on Friday.
this is a pretty cool thing. We did a reverse headstock over here.
How do you, when you set them up, how do you prefer?
So the reverse headstock would be the more tricky.
I hate them.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they look cool, but it always kind of just trips me up for
messes
a
you up.
second. Yeah. And you know, the nice thing about Tom's setup is that all the guitars are the same. So as you're restringing them and working on all of them, you really like fall into a rhythm. And it starts to, you know, after the first few, it just starts to go really fast. By the time you get to these, it definitely throws you off just a little
Yeah.
bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
So is this one got a name or?
This one's affectionately called Plaid Pantry 2. All right, the last guitar. This is the redundant baritone. I guess none of you have seen it.
This is a new one. Yeah, I've not seen this one yet.
I think we have 3 of them, and the 2 that are out with this here. This one's never seen the stage.
Yeah.
I call it Peach Fuzz.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's Peach Body.
Yeah.
Same, you know, reverse headstock, baritone scale length.
Is this part of the signature like bodies? Was used?
You know, I think the 2 baritones are just what you can buy
Yeah.
from like Guitar Center. They had production models, and then Thrasher
Just put off gap.
put 2 necks on. Yeah, he built 2 necks by hand.
Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah. So it's same thing. Is just two down to the Sharpie case.
I finally got my way of. I really wanted him to do the stainless steel frets, and so the 2 baritones actually have stainless steel frets,
Nice.
which are really
Do
good.
you find that the other ones, is the original 4 didn't come out like these stainless steel frets? So I know. Did you guys have to ever refret them at all? Or?
They need fret level,
Yeah.
which is something I don't really like to do on the road when you're loading in. It's a little bit more in depth if it takes some time. And yeah, you know, Tong has really worn into some of the frets in a very impressive way. You know, I have guitars that I've had for many, many years that don't have the fret wear, fret by that some of these that are only 2 years old have.
Press is pretty hard, I guess.
Yeah.
I noticed that there's not a lot of like pick wear. It's like, even though like on the other ones, even so there was some, but not a ton.
Yeah, I mean,
compared to like
well, compared to the main one, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's because that main one gets played pretty much the entire set. And these other ones are coming out for 1 or 2 songs at a time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, that's cool though. I like how it's like inverted compared to the green was. That's super cool.
Also, the one that you can really see the pick wear on is the main standard guitar, the Milo guitar.
Yeah.
And it's really because that sticker is there. Can they see it gouged in?
Yeah, you would just baby. Yeah, that's super cool. All right, so Justin, there's a lot going on here. Just looking at it, it's already blowing my mind. But maybe let's talk a little bit about the XFX3 that you guys are using. Sure. Maybe kind of, high level presets of what is kind of been going on, what's going on with them.
Yeah, you know, it looks like it's a lot simpler than it seems. So the main sounds, essentially what we did was we made temp. Okay. And so there's a main dirty sound and a main clean sound. And then within the preset, sort of wanted to treat it like pedal wars.
Yeah.
So the signal chain in the preset is the exact same throughout every season.
Pretty good. Okay.
So that means that in the event that he wants reverb or chorus on it, you just turn them on. Or delay, or a boxy sound is something that we use a lot. Like the beginning of Reckless, Obvious gets it a lot too. Essentially, it's the dirty sound with the filter on it to kind of like subdue it a little bit. But I wanted to make it as simple as possible. And so, yeah, the 2 main sounds are just pretty consistent throughout the whole phase. Yeah.
So in song, like the acoustic, a different role, acoustic area, one more time.
That one's totally different.
So that one is a little bit different than Can you go into a little bit of what that one is compared to the others?
Well, that one is actually probably the most unique, because there's no amp block.
Yeah.
And so essentially it's just a graphic EQ.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it. Well, there's a couple other little things in there, but in order to try to get an acoustic sound without actually using acoustic was challenging. And so
have you guys tried the acoustic at all? Maybe just we tried acoustic on it a couple times.
It didn't really work out, and he didn't want to bring an actual acoustic out. So yeah, we just sort of tried to figure it out. But
great. Okay. He's like, So on the pedal board itself, or the floorboard, any shirt. So grit, dirty. The difference also distance it's or E or gain or.
Yeah, so it's a dirty sound. Actually, is primarily a plexi, a jumps partial plexi, and a Soldana ADA.
Yeah.
And those are running parallel with one another.
Yeah.
And then the clean sound is a custom audio amplifier, the CA3 Plus, mixed with a Fender Deluxe.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so some of the grit sounds we get from, instead of using that custom audio amplifier, we throw in a AC30. And so the AC30, the top boost IR jumps out a handful of times in some of the presets. But for the most part, it's just those 2 sounds.
And then when you want to get any sort of it affects like chorus, it's just a chorus over top.
The chorus, we use the Japanese C2.
Okay.
Yeah. Or at least XFX version of that.
Yeah.
Some of the phase pedals get switched around here and there, but for the most part, it's just a Script 90. Okay. You know, your take on the MXR? Can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the last color there in red is the triple X.
Oh yes, yeah. I actually called this because this is the most presets that we have in any.
Isn't that Anthem 3?
This is Anthem 3, yeah. And a lot of it is just like dirty flanger, so that's just the dirty sound with the flanger block turned on. Clean glass is essentially a heavy chorus and drowned in a good amount of plate reverb. Suboxy sound is just the dirty sound with the filter on it, you know. But yeah, the triple X sound, that was something that became part of every single preset. As I switch to this, you'll see that that's going to be the only one that stays there. Let's see.
If it's the triple X, yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, Tom really likes to do pick slides. No surprise there.
Yeah.
We're receiving program changes from Playback World, and so in order to sort of figure out how to get them to change for him to do a pick slide, which was a problem that was never going to be solved because who knows when he's going to start to do one.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be so sad if we programmed all these things and it's still on a clean sound as he starts to do it. So we just decided that there was no way that we could actually plan this out and have it work. So essentially, this is on every single preset because this is just the dirty side. And it's always it's just the dirty side. So in every single preset, as you can see, the order here is going to change. And dirty stuff like that. So, okay. In order to get around that, I said I'm going to put the red button on the oddest corner every preset, no matter where you're at. You want to do a get side, just a quick sound. If you're playing I Miss You, you want to do a big lead into the more anthemic part, you can reach over and you always know to click the red button, and that's always going to take you to the dirty. So then as soon as the top of the bar hits where it would normally catch back over, it just switches to that and you can't hear the difference because it's deep there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And actually, yeah, that's awesome. So, were you switching every side front one more time? You switching out of the presets, all of like the actual presets themselves, so the dirties. It's like there's no difference in tone. It's just wherever they lay out. You songs.
Yeah. And whatever sound starts to something.
Yeah. So if it's like even if it's like a family reunion is up there, so that's just dirty. I said there's no other bites, yes, and that's why the dance is crazy.
Yeah. And then so you see here, he still has the obvious just switching between the two, even though you never need to.
No.
Just pull out.
But it's always there. It's always there. So you have two aspects, obviously, every case one here goes down, something happens.
Also, there's two boards too. Let's finish with the sport controller. So Tom had one of his Wii in case he does feel like going rogue and wants to click through some different sounds. So he does have the ability to override the program changes. Also, if for any reason our playback world goes down, that's why I have this board here so that I can manually switch everything for you.
Yeah.
Also, it's just really nice to be able to see what's happening up here without having to stare down at the little screens, you know.
Yeah. So what he has out there, it's identical from here. So he
Sort of. Oh, yeah.
see it on here, so you know exactly what's
Yeah.
happening.
So they're mirrored images of one another. So if I switch something, he sees it out there, or if he does it, I'll see it over here.
And you program all of it. Like that's pretty.
And each one, you know, has a different layout depending on what the song is. He didn't need this large of a board, so he actually has the FC6 out there.
Yeah.
And so he's got a different layout, which kind of lives within these top three. And then the triple X button's always at the bottom. Yeah. Yep. And then talking about this over here, Essentially, it's just we use the Shure AD4 Kier wireless system.
Yeah.
And it jumps into the JX44 version 2. Then
Each one has backups for.
Yeah, so the reason why, these are just redundant here, and it's wired in the back in a way that if this is to go down, it will only take me 20 seconds to quickly drop all the cabling down. Now, some of the more important stuff over here, I wouldn't have to change anything. I can just hit a button, and we're now on the redundant backs of pads. So the signal path goes from the wireless to the signal manager, and then it comes out of these two outputs and into each Axe Effects independently. And so as he's playing, both of these are receiving signal at the same time. And you'll see like all of the output blocks kind of lighting up at the same time. Then essentially they're fed into the radial backtrack box, which has 4 inputs and 2 outlets. And this thing acts as a gate in between the two. So this little box, is this
You do our stage rack for whatever one you're going to be using.
Yeah, so if this for some reason glitches or turns off, I hit one button and now you're hearing the spare. Yeah. And so then it feeds out through the backtrack into the 5211, the knee free, and then out to front. Yeah.
So really, it's
very simple.
very simple rig. It looks very.
It looks complex. Look here too. Some of the other fun stuff is there's a UPS here, the Furman UPS.
Yeah.
Which is an uninterrupted power source.
So yeah.
So if we lose power or anything happens, we can still actually finish the show without any power cell. And this will power the whole rig for at least 90 minutes. And then a battery charger to take care of it. The strings come from our lovely friends at Ernie Ball. Tim Dub, who's an extremely generous friend of ours, is our guy over there, and
Sets you guys up.
yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know if they actually make these now or what, but back in Angels, we kind of figured out a custom set of strings that we really liked, and so Ernie Ball was just making their own packages
And then
like that and sending this. Yeah.
But before the skinny top heavy
Yeah.
tends to.
Yeah.
So
that's
this
the-
first off ever for you guys.
Yeah, and the Wound G was new, I think, when I first came around, because I was having a hard time keeping the guitars in tune,
Yeah.
particularly that string, just position of how he was playing, and I thought, why not try to use the Wound G,
Yeah.
which he absolutely loves.
Yeah. Versus Nether.
Yeah, 52, 42.
This what you use even with baritones as well.
No. So the baritones.
Yes. This stuff.
Clap spirit. 7213. The main guitars, though, we left it to the Paradigm. That's right.
They can take it.
They can take a beating. I feel like they're easy to tune a little bit better. And people say they last longer, but his guitars get restrung every day anyway, so that doesn't really.
That was my next question: is how often do you use string like
Every day.
every day?
Every day. Yeah. Not the spares.
But the me.
Yeah.
Nice. Sorry.
It takes a while.
But I was gonna say, I'm sure my take keeps you fluid over here.
Yeah, alright. With this. Wait.
Custom dumb lock picks. These are fun. It's a fun
Those are
photo.
cool, yeah. Those are actually really cool.
This used to be a rare pick that we actually didn't give out. Yeah, we weren't really giving these out very often.
So
Yeah. Until the summer tour was over. Dated these picks. You can see 2024 over here.
nice.
So now I have this many 6 that'll never get given away, you know. Probably go live in a road case forever. No, that's not it. There's tons of picks.
I was gonna say,
He goes through a lot on stage all the time. I don't know if you've noticed that.
I have, yeah.
I get to run out there and refill them. And it's always fun.
Dude, I got kind of this like, good collection here of all the old ones, dude. Mark 6.
60. 60 is just straight 16 customized photo. There are pictures on the emails. You're up in page. Works.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
he goes through them quite fast too. There's sometimes where he'll play a few songs and I'll go up and pick one up off the floor and it's sharpened with the edge of the disc.
Becomes danger.
Yeah.
So you have, I guess, like when it's on stage, it's just one typically, and then you put like all the.
No, I usually just do
Just the
keep
one.
it simple with one design. Yeah.
Well, Justin, again, thank you so much for taking us through the guitars, taking us through all of this. Truly appreciate everything that you and everybody has done for the community, and it's been amazing. So thank you so much for taking the time. And yeah, anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Enjoy the show.
Love it.